morning everybody. I'm off to the first job of the day, which is another solar panel clean. It's in Northampton. It doesn't seem too bad. I've only viewed the job via pictures. I haven't actually been over to the house and looked at it, so I've actually quoted the job from my computer. Doesn't look terrible, so I'm hoping that the job is reasonably simple. However, every time I make that statement, it turns out to be a nightmare. So I am hopeful that it's going to be a straightforward, easy clean, compared to some of the ones that I've done recently that have been really heavily polluted. This one doesn't seem that way. I'd say some slight access issues because I'm not using a scaff tower. I'm just going to use a ladder and potentially a roof ladder, depending on how awkward it is, and we'll go from there. So I'll take some before and after pictures, and I'll do a little video as well just to show you me cleaning it. And I will ensure this time that I have secured my phone in my pocket, because the last solar panel clean I did slipped out my pocket and got jammed under the solar panels, and that was really not good. I had to blast out the water and just hope for the best that it didn't get water damage, and it didn't. So yeah, I'll send some pictures, I'll do a video, you'll see how I do solar panel cleans. Right, so let me show you what we're doing today then. So it's a rear gutter vac to clear out the back gutters. They're not too bad, and I've checked the downpipe, it doesn't seem blocked. But we'll be on that in a second. And then it's the solar panels. I'll clear the guttering out first so the solar panel water can run into the gutter, and then I can see it running into the bottom of the downpipe, and just make sure it's all decent. The only issue we've got is grouted into the floor, which isn't ideal. Yeah, got the backpack out for the Ubik, got the little Gutter Vac Junior, which some people don't seem to like, but it works for me. Yeah, and we're going to go from there. Currently on a ladder, I'm just inspecting these solar panels. They're actually not too bad. I'll be able to get them from the floor, so just quickly have a look. So they're mostly just dusty. Some specks on them, some moss on them, on the edges, the usual places, but I think they'll come off. I'll just loosen them up with some Ubik, then I'll scrub them. And I've also got these gutters to clean out, but they're also not too bad. So hopefully this shouldn't be too much of a job. I'll show you my setup in a second, and we'll take it from there. All right. Sorry, I've got to stop for a minute. I think I've seen the biggest worm I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. So the job itself, people, no issue. Smashed it out. Wasn't a problem at all. But I noticed there was a bit of a leak from the guttering. I'd already spoken to the fella and said, you know, your gutters look a bit dodgy. You've got some broken guttering at the front. But more for me, I noticed the gutter was leaking when I was washing the solar panels down, so I went up on the ladder and give it a jiggle around to try and stop the leak. it didn't look like it was quite in properly, so I gave it a little hammer fist, and yeah, it's smashed. So now I've got to go to Plumbase and replace it. It's only going to cost me £4, but it's just the extra time it's going to take on the job. But hey-oh, yeah, fuck it, J Sprout. Alright people, solar panel, gutter clean, all done. The job itself was decent. I'm just fucking heavy-handed and smashed a bit of the gutter in, but it was really porous, so I had to nip out and buy a bit of downpipe and replace it. But the customer was really happy with the job, and understood that the guttering itself was really porous because it was over 20 years old, and they've asked me to provide them a quote to replace the older aspects of the guttering. So I'm going to go away with some pictures and work out a price, and yeah, bang up some new guttering for them. Made them aware that it's not a cheap job, and it's a big house, so yeah, it won't be cheap, but it'll also be a nice profitable job for me as well. Yeah, that's that. On to the next one. Have a great day people, wish you all the best, take care, J Sprout.